First, make your template. You can use any notebook paper or copy paper. If you need paper, you can find blank copy paper at the paper station under the drippy crayons. Alright, the easiest way to make your template so that your drawings and your mask are the right size is to just take a regular piece of paper, fold it in half, hot dog style, so the long skinny way, and then fold it from the top down, again in half. Now you have the right size template for your face mask. Next, make your drawings. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through the process of making your sketch. I take my template and trace around it to get the size. So my size of my sketches is always the same size. Now, I've already done a happy face for my first example. And so the second side of my vase is going to be mad or angry. So that is the sketch I'm going to work on today. I start kind of in the middle with a V shape, kind of a, and you see how I'm scribbling? I'm not taking it too seriously. I come around on the sides, and now I'm going to go up and way around. This is going to be my eyebrows. For the eyes, I made kind of big footballs. And put in an eyelid. Now this is an angry face. So I want these eyebrows to really come down. And I'm even going to slant the eyelid shut. Now I just draw these two lines to help figure out where the mouth is going to go. And this is always the bow of the mouth, even if I'm doing an angry person. And then I want to put the teeth in. Those aren't the best teeth, but now I'm going to make sure I turn the corners of this mouth down. See how it's kind of an M? Now the bottom lip is kind of a long oval. And this would be like the shapes that we make out of clay too. And then always a little arch at the bottom. Now I want him to look like he's grimacing. And that's how I do a sketch when I'm planning out my faces. And I've done several. I think I like this one better. So try it out. You don't have anything to lose. Just give it a try and try to have fun with it. Good luck. Next, roll out a slab. You can use a rolling pin and spacers or the slab roller. If you are at home, use a tin can or a rolling pin. If you do not know how to use the rolling pin or slab roller, please go back and watch those videos. Now trace the face. Use the back end of your blue paintbrush to trace your clay drawing into the clay. Now I'm going to transfer my drawing. I cut out my drawing from earlier, and I'm going to lay it on top of my slab. And this is going to give me a basic idea of where I want stuff to go. And I can make changes now. I can make adjustments, but this is going to give me an idea of where to put stuff. So I just traced over my line drawing. And now I have an impression, can you see that? Of where the different parts of my face are going to go on my slab. Start the face. You will start building the face with the nose. The nose will appear very big at the start. The first part of the face I like to put on is the nose, and I start with this teardrop shape, and I start with, I think, a really big nose. So I'm gonna put it on there. You can see how big that starts, and anything about noses, I would say make it way bigger than you think it should be. Now before I put my nose on, I'm going to bring my slip cut back up. My whole drawing is a little sideways, so I'm going to move it over slightly. So I'm going to score it up, and I'm scoring up the back of my teardrop, and I'm putting in a little slip. This clay is very wet. If it's very fresh, then it's going to be very sticky already. So it's going to go together really easy. I'm going to squish it on there and smooth it into the face just a little bit. I'm going to come back and smooth it a lot more right now. Right now I'm just roughing in the shapes. Now I'm going to do 2 smaller balls of clay for the nostrils on the side. And I'm going to move them slightly up from the bottom, just slightly, and put them on the side. I might make those bigger later, but that is what I want to begin with. And I score them a little bit on the side of the big teardrop and on the base. But you do want them to be even. I don't know why I'm so lopsided. If you would like to use a toothpick to score with, a toothpick works really well. If your end of your blue tool isn't as pointy as mine, you can use a toothpick. And I'm going to smooth those parts together. I want him to look like he's grimacing. And I'm going to make his nose kind of pointy down here. We're going to put some details on his nose later, but that is the basics of how to make a nose. And I will say anything, go way bigger than you think. Remember, it's supposed to be an exaggeration. And that's the nose. Shaping the nose. You can shape the nostrils and the nose. In this clip, my son is showing how he shaped his nose.
Ready?
Okay. I kind of push it out to the side and flare out. Yeah, flare it out from the inside.
Make big nose.
Next, start the eyes. In this video, I use a butter knife. You can use your needle tool to cut the eyes in half. You can use a butter knife if you are stuck at home like I was. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to start the eyeballs. I have a ball of clay. It is about the size of a quarter. And I had to go get a butter knife because my blue tool broke. So I'm going to use this butter knife to cut my eyeball in half. I want to shape it back into a ball shape so it's nice and round. I'm going to score both my slab and the flat part of the eye. Squish it down gently, try to keep it round. I definitely have one bigger than the other, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, now I have the eyeball shape in there. I am going to put in the pupil. Now I have a pen. You can use a marker for this, anything with a round end. And I'm going to push in the center real hard. You can use anything small and round. If you do not have a pen like this, you can use anything small and round to make the iris and the pupil. Use a marker, a pencil eraser, or even the handle of your wire tool. So I get both the imprint of the little eraser and the round part down here. So that's how you start the eyes. Next, the eyelids. Eyelids shape the eye and the expression. In this example, the eyelids shape an angry expression. Now I'm going to make the eyelids. The eyelids are just coils, and I want to make sure that I have two. See how they're more narrow at the ends, a little bit fatter in the middle. And these are the top eyelids. I want it to be fairly smooth. So I'm just smoothing it out with my fingertips. Now I'm going to put on, these are the top eyelids, and remember my face is angry, and I wanted the corners of the eyes to tilt in towards the nose to help with that angry look. Kind of reminds me of Angry Birds. Now my eyelids are a little bit too long. I really tilt them in on the inside. I'm going to leave it long for now. Now I'm going to take, I'm going to take the little piece of my blue tool that I have left, and I'm going to smooth back the top part of the eyelid. I'm not going to touch this part up here by the eye at all, and I'm going to just smooth it back. Now I want to put on the bottom eyelids, and again, they're just coils, a little fatter in the middle, a little thinner on the sides, and I want to make 2. I try to make them both before I put them on so that I know they're about the same size. And smooth them out before I put them on. It's much easier to smooth the coil before you put it on the face. So you can see we're covering up that quite a bit of that eyeball, and that's how we get the football shape that we commonly think of for eyes. And again, I don't want to touch this part too much that's near the eye. I want to smooth together away from the actual eye. So now I have the eyes and nose roughed in. I haven't smoothed anything out yet. But those are the first steps. Now add teeth, but only if you want to. Teeth are not required. The next step is to put in the teeth. We put the teeth in before we put on the lips. Again, I have that coil shape that's fatter in the middle and thinner on the sides. But now I'm flattening it out just a little bit more than I did before. And again, you want it to be real smooth. I know about where my teeth are going to go because of my drawing. I'm going to center the first set of teeth right off the center of my nose. Now to get a little more realistic looking, I want to round off that line. That one's probably a little too skinny. And I'm just going to cut off the end. I want them to look separate at the end.
And there's the teeth.